there, guys. Welcome to Coloring with Max and McKenna. I am Max.
And I'm McKenna.
And our special guest today is the social justice educator, warrior, Kat Blaque.
Woo!
Hi. These are for me. That's what we discussed this. I am bad at acting.
She's opted, instead of having lines to color in, we're going to draw from a blank slate.
Yeah, because I believe in creating yourself, because that's what it's like to be an LGBT person in America. So that's what I'm doing. I'm carving out my own image on a piece of paper.
What is the image?
A mermaid, because I'm cliche as
She just bleeped herself there.
I did. I self-censor. It's what happens.
What are you drawing?
You know, I'm gonna draw a cow because when I was in 7th grade, my history teacher, taught me how to draw a cow. And from that day on, that's the only thing I could draw.
Out of respect for these two beautiful ladies, I'm going to do a mercow.
That sounds appropriate.
Yeah, okay. I'm down for that.
So to start things off, where are you from, and what is your story?
Okay, what's my story? Wow, how much time do we have?
Enough to draw a mercow.
I'm from Walnut, California. I grew up there, and on one hand, it was super cool and had a lot of different things working for it, but it wasn't the most accepting place for anyone who was LGBTQIA+. So my story really is that I really started to, early on realize that I was not cis, essentially. And cis, for those of you who don't understand, is I basically realized that, the gender that I was assigned at birth was not the gender that I actually had. It was not my gender. And so that realization kind of made me feel sort of, alone. It's like most kids, you kind of feel like, oh shit, there's this new thing that I learned about myself that isn't really, understood. What do I do with that? And so I turned to the internet, where all things go to live and also die.
What was your coming out process like? And was there any resources, either in person or online, that you found specifically beneficial to you?
I actually didn't really come out to my parents as trans until my second year of college. And by then I had already, been way into my transition.
Oh.
Yeah. I wrote my parents a letter, a 9-page letter, because that's just how I am. My family's very passive aggressive. And so I wrote a letter, and I actually didn't find out until fairly recently that my father never read it. Or he read enough to kind of get an idea, but didn't really want to go further than that. And so, it is what it is. I kind of started my life as a trans person without anyone's permission, and I don't really regret that. So.
Sure.
So as far as any queer questioning or trans kids watching this, is there anything you could suggest that they do that would be productive in the time they have right now?
I think one of the biggest things I can say to someone is that's young, especially, is don't be too proud to ask for help.
That's
Don't
really
be
great.
too proud to seek out help, because I remember being a young trans kid, and when I was a kid, I used to always come to Hollywood all the time. That would be the place I would run away to. I would walk by the LGBT center every single time. And for years I walked by it, but I was too afraid and too proud to really go inside. And the moment that I eventually ended up walking in and seeking resources and talking to people and being like, what can I do about this? What can I do about that? My life changed. I was able to get a lot of my legal changes just taken care of by Mariana and Drian, who work at the LGBT Center in Los Angeles, and they changed my life. Just me being able to swallow my pride a little bit and say, hey, I need help.
So what do you think that LGBTQ youth need to see online or aren't seeing?
Well, I think more representation, honestly. More representation that kind of comes from a genuine space and not I need to get diversity points for this thing I'm doing. Stuff that's including people who are, not cis het, things like that, into spaces, and doing it in a way where, hey, these are people who exist in our space because they exist in our space. I think the most fascinating aspect of a lot of conversations about representation is people like to pretend that they've never interacted with a trans person, a gay person, a bi person,
Yeah.
you know, all this, but we're everywhere. So it's kind of, you know, even if it's one character in your little television show or whatever, I think that that's really important. So that's kind of what I would like to see in the queer future. There was this really, really cute Pixar, well, it's not Pixar, but it was really, really cute animated film that came out recently with these two gay men, these little gay boys who fall in love. And honestly, like, that made me so happy because that's really why, you know, I wanted to do illustration and animation things. I've done children's books. That's kind of the last kind of things I've done. And I would love to be able to create children's books that kind of do what that did. You know, here is something that is very much children's media that's communicating to, you know, that little gay boy, little queer boy, little, you know, queer girl, you know, things like that, that you are valid and you exist. You know, it's not this thing where you have to kind of go out of your way to find something good that, you know, that affirms you. You know, that's kind of what I would like to see, which is, again, a large reason why I do what I do, but also what I do as an illustrator and an animator. So, well, here's my wonky mermaid.
A wonky mermaid.
Like, isn't that amazing?
That's so funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, that looks really great. So I'm kind of embarrassed, but this is my cow. Yep.
It's so cute.
Is it a mercow?
I love it.
But he's a really grumpy mercow.
Okay, and here's your piece of chalk to sign on the wall.
I knew hers was going to be the prettiest.
Yeah, yours is, oh my gosh. Oh!
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm trying to win $1 million. What do you guys want from me?
I have to see this now.